pleasant good day to all of my YouTube fans across the world. Once again, it's my pleasure to bring to you another YouTube presentation. I, Imo Bakari, your psychologist and life coach from the magical community of Point Fortin in Trinidad and Tobago, located in the Southern Caribbean. It is my desire to inspire you to rise higher. It is my desire to inspire you to rise even higher. It is my desire to inspire you to ensure that 2025 is a bumper year for you. It is my desire to continue producing inspirational videos for people across the globe. So, as usual, we remind you of the services that we offer. We offer coaching services, mentorship services, counseling services, consultancy services. We also remind you to call us and book a counseling or coaching appointment. We also remind you to participate in our ongoing courses. Our 10-week course entitled The Fundamentals of Psychology, costing $800. The 4-week course entitled The Fundamentals of Public Speaking, costing $1,200 for students and $1,800 for students. And our 4-week course entitled Mastering Emotional Intelligence, costing $1,800 for students and $2,500 for the general public. You can also purchase my book Conversations, priced at 100 TT, 45 EC, or 15 United States dollars. Or you can also purchase a book entitled Tribute to African Civilization, costing 100, Remembering and Understanding C.L.R. James, costing $140, and George Weeks in the era of the OWTU from 1962 to 1987, costing $150. So whether it's a counseling or coaching appointment, whether it's participating in our courses, whether it's buying any of the advertised books, all you need to do is give us a call at 1-868-778-5141, 1-868-779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. We are ready to serve you with vigor and vitality in 2025. As usual, we bring to you a motivational word before beginning the presentation. And the motivational word today: although those who are most deserving of honor are treated dishonorably at times, it is still important that whatever we do it in an honorable way. And let our honor be that defining matrix in terms of how people look and view us. So having given you the motivational word, once again I'm going to bring to you another discourse on a current issue surrounding West Indies cricket. And one of the hot issues surrounding West Indies cricket is the proposed two-tier system that the big three in cricket, India, England and Australia, are advocating and will be discussed at the ICC very shortly to be implemented if passed in 2027. Now, it's a very, very important topic in the context of the cricketing world. And we in the Caribbean here, being a part of the ICC, our team obviously at this point in time is not performing as we all expect. But given the history of West Indian cricket and the contribution that we have made to world cricket, the issue takes on greater significance. And we had comments made recently by the legendary, the master captain. Also, I will describe him as a statesman and a man whose contribution continue to define the cricketing landscape so many years after his retirement. So the Right Honorable Sir Clive Lloyd made some very important statements recently. And he said that this two-tier system must be stopped now. Do you agree with him? I do. He also said that the allocation of funds to ICC members should be equally distributed and all teams should get the same amount. Do you agree? I agree with him. And why do I agree with him? If cricket is to be given the impetus to develop and to increase the competitiveness among teams, adequate funding is important. Of course, the respective boards have a responsibility to generate funds and to promote their own development. But once the development is lopsided on the basis of the funding, which for the top 3 teams are significant, but for the minor teams or the teams that are not performing well, they get a very small fraction of the revenues from the ICC. Now, what I would like to say, and also add in terms of another statement that Sir Clive Lloyd made, he said that the weak should play against the strong so that the weak teams can ascertain if they are improving or if they are stagnating. And I think these arguments and these positions are indeed very reasonable arguments. But as we all know, in the world of living, in the world of organization, in the way our society is organized, that the power dynamic is not so simple. So those who are the top, they do not leave room for those who might be struggling at the bottom. They normally try to increase their power. You look at the behavior of nations, historically to now, people try to broaden their hegemony, they try to widen their sphere of influence, they try to maximize interest in terms of economic value for their respective countries, and it is no different in many organizations and many situations when we look at the power dynamic. So the top 3 teams at the moment, India, Australia and England, they are, or the people behind them are proposing that to make the cricket more exciting and more competitive, that they should play more regularly among themselves. Now if we take that for what it is, we can see that when we look at, for example, last January in Australia, West Indies, being weak, being ranked 10th at the moment, was able to defeat Australia, a victory that the cricketing world didn't see coming. So the point is, if you give weak teams the opportunity to play against stronger teams, there is always that possibility where they can spring a performance that can defy the odds, which will certainly add to the excitement and the glory of the game. So separating it may not really work as they envisage. But the fundamental point that I would like to put forward, I am saying, and many of you will agree with me, that the West Indies cricket team, in the distant past and in the recent past, specifically the team led by Clive Lloyd over the period and led by Vivian Richards from 1974 to 1995, is arguably the most exciting cricket team to have ever graced a cricket field. Now there were many great cricketers before that era whose contributions to the game certainly still stand out in terms of the kind of contributions that they made. When we look at the likes of Frank Worrell, Everton Weeks, Clyde Walcott. We look at people like Simon Nurse, Basil Butcher, Bruce Solomon, and then many of the cricketers in the era of Lloyd. We look at Garfield Sobers, Vivian Richards, Gordon Greenidge, Desmond Haynes, Wayne Daniel, Keith Boyce, Bernard Julian, Collis King, Alvin Kalicharan, Rohan Kanai, Brian Lara, Carl Hooper, Anderson Roberts, Michael Holding, Colin Croft, Joel Garner, Malcolm Marshall, Roy Fredericks. Those contributions have been so phenomenal, have been so outstanding, have been so magnificent that they continue to be referred to. And I'm saying the inescapable perennial memories produced by these great players, should that be relegated to a lower status? Arguably our team at the moment is not performing in a way that will inspire confidence that we should be there. But the argument being presented, given our contribution to the game, given the memories, given the the magnificence, as I said a while ago, given the depth of the contribution and the impact, any right-thinking cricketing person will know that having a strong West Indies team to defend such a powerful legacy is important. Of course, the Cricket West Indies have a responsibility in terms of ensuring that the game develops as best as possible. We know there are many disadvantages on our side in terms of a small population size, a smaller pool of players to choose from, inadequate facilities, inadequate funding, and hence the reason, if the contribution that was made by our great West Indian cricketers is to be given the kind of respect, the question of being relegated to a lower level should not arise. And of course, the present players, they have a responsibility to lift their game so that can help to end the discussion surrounding that. But if performances continue to be poor, it lends and adds fuel to the fire among those who are disrespectful for the contribution that our players have made over time to talk about us belonging at a lower level. So when this matter comes up for discussion, it must be vigorously opposed. Dr. Shallow and his team, they must say no to this two-tier system. Although sadly, in 2016, according to Fazil Mohammed, the West Indies Cricket Board did agree to a two-tier system. I don't know why, but as it stands today, and given the threat that exists in terms of cricket in the West Indies being totally dismantled because the revenues generated by playing among Afghanistan and Bangladesh, etc., certainly wouldn't cut it. As I mentioned in a previous presentation, when England is playing in the Caribbean and Barbados, we have several crowds, mostly made up of English fans. That's a tremendous boost to the coffers of the authorities there, to the economy of Barbados, etc. So playing against them also gives the CWI the opportunity to gain some significant revenues. But I'm appealing to the present players that your input now, in terms of lifting the standard of your game, is critical to end this argument. The positions put forward by Sir Clive Lloyd, they are very reasonable, they are very valid, and I'm saying disrespecting our contribution should not be tolerated on any front. So it's a holistic approach in terms of the efforts of the board, in terms of the efforts of the players to lift their game, and in terms of defending that legacy and our contribution to ensure that it is opposed at every turn. So it's a simple question. When it is put, we know we must vote against it. We must put forward arguments to support why we are against it, and the answer must be a resounding no. The people in the Caribbean must raise their voices to say no to this proposal and fight it to the very end to ensure that the West Indies always remain playing cricket among all other cricketing nations. Our contribution to the game must be respected and respected at all times. So I am saying long live West Indies cricket, notwithstanding the challenges. Let us come together as a collective and let us find ways and means to improve our cricket in every way so that we can fight the authorities when it is necessary to oppose issues like this. So thank you again for listening. I will be very happy to hear your views and opinions on this. Feel free and share your comments in the comment section. We also remind you of our services, our ongoing courses, our counseling services, our coaching services, and the various books that we have on sale. We expect your support in terms of producing better videos, in terms of producing more videos. Feel free and contribute via the account information flashing across the screen. Feel free and contribute through our YPay and Patreon links. Feel free and participate in our courses. Feel free and book in various appointments for coaching and counseling and buying the books that we have on sale. In so doing, we will be helping our channel to be strong. We in this channel, we intend to be in the top tier and not the second tier. And so too the West Indies cricket team must be in the top tier of cricket and not in the second tier. Thank you for listening and stay tuned next week for another powerful presentation. Bye.